let's talk about it from the point of view of demand, because I think that was lost in a lot of the notes that I read this morning and last night, was that demand is strong and you're not losing share. I want to start there because after that, we've got to talk about the miss.
Yeah. Well, you know, there was a lot of discussion about demand last night. And if you think about the prior 3 quarters, we had product order growth in excess of 30%. And we knew that wasn't normal. Those were not normal run rates, right? And so we got to a quarter where we grew 10% a year ago, product bookings 10% a year ago. And if you recall, 2 or 3 years ago, if we'd been sitting here saying product orders were up 10%, we would all be celebrating. But since we had done 30 3 times in a row, everybody seemed to think the sky is falling. And we grew 8%, but it would have been 10, notwithstanding Russia orders that we took down because we ceased operations in Russia. So, you know, a 10% growth on a 10% compare from a year ago, mathematically, of course, it's slowing. But from just an overarching, like, emotional perspective, I think we have to be really careful not to over-rotate on that issue.
But I do want to over-rotate. I like that. Okay, so Russia, we know. You take it out. Thank you.
Yep.
That's what Americans need to do. Okay. There is, as I read this morning in a note, an epic disaster developing in China. And I say that because I think you actually may have had an upside surprise, but we now got to realize China is shut down. China is shut down. Now, you have a country, the largest country on earth, that's closed for business. Am I right? And what would have happened with the power supplies had you been able to be open?
Well, I think we would have been fine. I think it's we can point to in excess of $300 million more of product that we couldn't ship in the month of April. So if you recall, I think you were talking about it earlier, most of our peers, they reported March end quarters, and the Shanghai shutdown, which was much more detrimental than the Shenzhen one, began on March 27th. So we experienced an entire month of April of those shutdowns, and we just have some critical power supply components that come out of Shanghai, and while they're building them, they gave them permission to be in the factories, and the workers are literally sleeping there, but they have no transportation, no logistics, you can't get anything out. And so we got nothing from the largest power supply manufacturer that we use. And we have a dozen, but this was the largest one.
Right, but you also, and I just want to follow on this.
No, go ahead.
You also continue to be concerned about what the future is going to hold here, particularly as they open up, getting stuff out of the ports there. I mean, I know you talked about it during the conference call. Give people a sense as to your continued concerns when everybody's suddenly going to be racing for the exits with their product.
I think that the good news is we believe if they begin to really open up over the next 90 days, then when we get into our Q1 and Q2, a combination of them being open and a lot of the work our teams have been doing for like 9 months on some of these key issues that we have, we think they're going to start to show positive benefits. So we'll leave that one. But in the near term, we believe that as they begin to ship, we're but one company with one product we're trying to get out of there. There's other components we're trying to get out of there. But we do believe there will be a rush to get product out. We saw their industrial production numbers way down and their export numbers way down. And so when they open up ports, they open up airways, there's going to be tons of competition for it. And so we believe there'll probably be some short-term pressure. And then once they get it out onto the oceans, we could see another issue in LA or in other ports like we've seen where ships are backed up trying to get in. So that was all built into how we thought about our guide, because we're just concerned that it's not going, if they open, that it's not going to result in shipments as fast as we would like for it to be. And that's a simple issue. That's it. It's not any more complicated than that.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.